Join us in this video for a Magical Academy tour, where the protagonist quests to conquer the world with magic. Guided by an educated owl, the protagonist finds the Dean of the Magical Academy, clearly having got intel from Vincent. Eager to showcase his magical potential, the protagonist launches an attack with wind magic, only to appear a bit weak as a bird. Next, he tried fire magic, only to be easily countered. The headmaster's defense is stronger. It seems that the protagonist requires even more powerful tricks to cope with the situation, and the headmaster acknowledges this with approval, hinting that this young man has several other hidden skills up his sleeve. The headmaster, seeing the protagonist is brimming with confidence, decides to personally test how long he can hold on. As the headmaster raises his hands, 2 waves of magic rush toward the protagonist, who quickly covers his ears. After 2.5 minutes, the protagonist doesn't faint. The headmaster is satisfied, praising his potential and untapped skills. The protagonist straightforwardly states he can use water magic, and mainly came to ask the headmaster for protection for it. If the headmaster agrees, he'll join the school. The headmaster didn't expect the protagonist to make such a pie-in-the-sky request. The protagonist confidently asserts that his value extends beyond that, saying it's okay to start school 3 years later. However, Mom's upset, not wanting to part after reuniting. Her heart's heavy. The protagonist can only helplessly say he hopes to visit home often. The father thinks it's better to find a protector to go along, so he calls his friend for help. But the friend declines, fearing that the protagonist might take advantage and invite him to a party. Everyone is astonished that Jasmine, the least likely to join partner, is actually willing to At night, the protagonist sees Lilia practicing magic. Her skills have soared in days. Lilia's potential is soaring. With hard training, it'll show by 7 or 8. But currently, it's best not to awaken too early. The protagonist lacks a weapon. So, he decides to look for a treasure at the auction house under Vincent's name. He searches for a long time, but finds nothing suitable. Maybe it's because all the weapons in this world are too heavy. Just as the protagonist is distressed, Helby finds a strange stick. When the protagonist picks it up, he finds it heavier than the greatsword unsuitable for him. It feels completely different from a stick, more like a mini greatsword. So the protagonist decides to channel his magic into the dark stick, instantly revealing many mysterious characters. The next second, he actually pulls out a sword, trying to swing it a few times, but its weight leaves him exasperated. Moreover, the inscriptions and the blade make the protagonist feel like a treasure owner. He claims that the stick is heavy and ideal for training, and quite unexpectedly, Vincent has never seen one either. But Vincent ultimately decides to gift the dark stick to the protagonist, and now everyone looks forward to his 9th birthday. On this special day, everyone presents valuable gifts, and his parents give him a set of magical armor. Everyone feels delighted as the protagonist expresses his gratitude, promising to train hard to become stronger and protect everyone in the future. Little did this guy know that his invincible memories from his past life would become his biggest obstacle. Even with many experts guiding him, it can't mask his arrogant personality. Jasmine takes the protagonist to register at the guild, but he's feeling a bit anxious inside. To be safe, he wears a mask and registers under a fake name. Originally, tests and checks existed, but the head decided to skip them all in one breath. At the testing arena, the first test is for a water magic user, whose casting speed and magic control is quite impressive. Unfortunately, his defensive awareness is lacking, so he is rated as a C-level adventurer. The next was a little boy, but right before his turn, he is declared a B-level adventurer. The third tester is a fire magic user, only 11 and already possessing light orange magic. Talk about potential. At the examiner's command, Lucas immediately summons a fire guardian with an impressive display. A powerful flame concentrates toward the sky, but the fireball goes out of control, threatening the spectators. The teacher puts in all their effort. A huge seal wraps around the firewall, successfully resolving the crisis. Afterwards, the teacher praises Lucas for his boundless potential. Before the teacher could finish, Lucas suddenly attacks, but the protagonist stops him with an arrow. Strong but with a bad attitude, he ends up rated as a B-level adventurer. It's the protagonist's turn, and after a pep talk from Jasmine, his magical energy is truly astounding. Branch Head personally comes to assess him, and the protagonist is bursting with curiosity. After the testing, the protagonist is rated as a B-level adventure, and the guild is in an uproar. So many B-level adventures in one day is unprecedented. Don't forget to like and subscribe.